Hey guys, here we are. There's Bailey. And there's Courtney. Right there. Look, I'm picking her nose. Okay. Oh, and there's the Bells. Hello, Rebel. How are you? And yes, you are first. From what I can see, yes, you are. Brandon, how you doing, sir? Welcome aboard. Right now, Brandon's is first. I don't know. Maybe not. No.
Live chat.
I am on live chat. Hello, you two, says Rebel. Courtney's not listening.
What? Oh, me too? That was
Yeah.
for me. Got it. Hi.
Hey, Justin. Hey, Brando. Good. How are you doing, Brad? I'm doing okay. For the most part, all right. I have some news about the, let's see, the shop. A little bit of news about that. I have some news about the truck. I have some news about the WRX. Everybody just seriously watched you run into the refrigerator.
Isn't that kind of a day? It's kind of a day.
Yeah, it's been such a hard day. I mean, the couch started getting uncomfortable.
Shut up.
So let's see, what did I miss? Hey, Courtney, wing update, Courtney?
Woo!
Rebel says shop news. Yes. We're planning on doing woodworking full time now. I'm always planning on that, but I'm not to that point yet. Out of respect for my job, absolutely not yet. But I have some orders. It is what it is, you know. I have almost everything set up. Tuesday will be the last day that the electrician will be here to do some oddball stuff.
At least we hope.
Yeah. A lot of it's just like cable ends and outlet cover, little things like that. Because some of the things I decided I didn't want a regular plug-in. I wanted twist locks on. In the beginning, some of them I wanted a drop line. Now I wanted them hardwired. So, you know, once I started seeing how things were going, you know, it's yeah. So, you know, I mean, it should be fine. Here, let's turn this a little bit so that we can get Courtney in there. So let's see.
Oh crap! That's my bad. You're live though.
You're just like a wreck today.
I'm a mess today.
Courtney's a hot mess, guys. Sorry. Let's see. How's the house? The house is coming along pretty good. That's part of the news. I mean, you guys seen? I showed everybody all the appliances in place, right?
I think so.
But I didn't. Did I tell them what the plan was? I think I told them the plan.
The plan's ever changing, so I really don't know.
The plan's ever changing, as Courtney says. But we're getting closer to an idea. Rebel Rouser says, I bet it's nice to have a real house. Yeah. It is. I actually don't know how to take that, Rebel.
I don't either.
I mean,
A better house, yes.
yeah, I mean,
Pretty sure we were paying a mortgage.
yeah, I'm pretty sure we're still paying a mortgage. But I will say, look at what we get to look at outside. So we have a nice little park. Oh, and then let's not forget about the sewer plant. But
Woo!
look over this way. Yeah, over there is So let me try and get you balanced again. All right, there we are. Yeah, it is a pretty nice view. The sewer plant isn't a great view, but the good part is since we live so close, most of the time by the time the smell comes up and drops back down, it's one street over. So we don't really smell it that much. Now, I will tell you on days when it's 90 degrees and humid, it smells like crap. But hey, it is what it is.
I got all my volume down.
What you gotta do is just...
I know how. Thank you.
Okay,
Goodbye.
we'll see about that. Yes, the sewer. I have a real house. Are your toilets the first to back up if there's a plumbing problem? Actually, not really. There's never really been any issues like that around here, so that I'm aware of. My mom and dad had this house since '96. So, and the house was built in '93, I think. 93 or 94 the house was built. So my parents have basically owned the house the whole time. So, I know almost everything about it. So that's always good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Why are you staring at me? Why is she staring at me, guys? I'm getting scared. Why is she staring at the
Little
dog
dog.
now? So. Oh, how was the auto show? I don't really go to auto shows because I don't really like going to see things I can't have. So I look at pictures on the internet because it's a lot harder to, say I don't want that when you're sitting in one. So
what about the rest of your updates there, buddy boy?
I was gonna wait to see if a couple more people got on.
Oh, okay.
This is Giz. He is a Yorkie, a Yorkshire Terrier. Yeah, he's a.
He's got the best hair ever. Watch this. It will stay like that until he shakes his head.
Yeah, that's.
Are you a unicorn?
And she wonders why the dogs don't like her.
I do too.
How did you like the Jeep truck, Brandon? The pictures that I've seen, it seriously looked like a Jeep soft top, and that's it. I mean, I didn't really see how Jeep really did anything great with it. I mean, seeing it in person, how did you feel about it? Because it was seriously like that area that was where the storage area was, they just like rhino lined it. I mean, that's all I really got out of it. Hey Marcus, how are you?
Hey Marcus.
Rebel wants to know why you put hairspray on the dog.
I didn't.
Yorkie,
woke up like that.
Yeah, Yorkies actually have almost human hair, so they have a fair amount of oils in them. So if you don't keep them bathed, you can do that because the oils build up and it's almost like natural mousse.
Yeah. It's kind of gross, but it's fun.
Brendan says, I think the Jeep truck is overhyped. It's literally just the Wrangler with a bed. You know what? And that's exactly what I thought when I looked at it. I'm like, it seriously almost looked like a really tiny, like a Hummer H3 SV. Is it the SVT or whatever it was? The one that was kind of like that. It seriously looks almost identical, just a little smaller. Rebel says, hey Marcus, and the cab is pretty small in the Jeep truck. Well, see, I thought, now that's the thing that bothers me about that, because the Jeeps are normally pretty roomy, so to make something that's not really a truck and then also take away all the space. That's a little concerning to me. I hope Jeep's not going to, regret their choices here. Marcus is saying hi to people. Rebel says the dog's cute. Boise City, how you doing, sir? Dan is here. Brandon says almost no difference between the Wrangler and the Gladiator interior. They had them side by side there. Yeah. If you're going to come out with something really new, it needs to be new. It shouldn't match anything. Not unless you're going to be redoing your lineup. At least that's how I feel. It would be like if Toyota came out with another truck and it looked almost exactly like the Tundra or the Tacoma. That wouldn't make sense to me. Would it make sense to you?
I'm thinking about if there was any Tesla there or not.
Courtney wants to know if there were Teslas there. So Brandon says, I still think it will sell well, probably way over 50K. Ouch. Man, that's expensive.
I would not pay that.
Yeah, 50K for a wannabe truck made by Jeep? I mean, you could get like a fully loaded Rubicon for that.
Rubicons are nice.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. No Teslas. They did not show up this year.
That breaks my heart.
Yeah. Did they at least have maybe a booth with like literature or anything? Maybe they're just doing so good they don't need to buy space.
Oh, excuse me.
Because actually, we'd never really seen Teslas around here until what was it, like 3 years ago when they put in the
dealership?
Yeah, when they put in a Tesla dealership around
They're
us.
everywhere now.
It's seriously like an infestation. And I don't know how people around here are affording Teslas.
I really don't.
Although for what we paid for my truck, you could have probably had a Tesla.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, but you had your WRX, so you were really happy with that.
Still happy with that.
You're going to be even happier with that.
I am.
Which, by the way, guys, we don't even have Courtney's WRX right now. The Wrangler Sierra,
It's at the spa.
Sahara, they had there was 51K. See, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, you could get a really nice Jeep that's not trying to impersonate somebody else for a good price. Dan said, well, guys, I'm about to take a test drive on a Mazda Cx-5, and I'll see if that's a good potential replacement for my car. I will tell you, if you're looking at getting a Mazda and you thought the other cars were small, good luck, buddy.
Yeah, Mazdas are small, but they're cute.
They're beautiful. I'll tell you, the red color they have is amazing. Oh my God, it's an amazing color. Their blue is really nice too.
Their red is great.
But I have to tell you though, it's not for the larger person. Let's put it that way. Your knees are probably going to end up hitting the dashboard.
Yes. Looking at cars. What do you want from me? See.
And Courtney hasn't had her car for like 18 hours, and she's like going through withdrawal. That's ridiculous.
Whatever.
Let's see. Brendan says so many Teslas around the Bay Area too. I don't get it. Well, it's not even like they're long drives around there. Well, actually, that's probably why they get it, because everything's short and it gets better gas mileage, but you know what I mean? 0 is great. But yeah, it's funny. We have Wawas around here that have charging stations and they're full. I'm like, really? I don't understand it. Lines at the chargers in our city are crazy. I believe it. So, do you want to tell them about the update on your car?
Well, kind I'm afraid to because we already went down this road and it didn't happen. I was supposed to get my wing installed, dropped it off. They called me like 20 minutes later and they're like, yeah, you need to come get this. We can't do it. That was a month ago.
Yes.
Did a lot more research, found another shop. Said he'll do it, so I dropped it off yesterday.
And we should have it back next weekend.
Something like that. So I will have my wing on my car finally.
Yes. And we know the people that are doing it can definitely do it because it's actually a custom shop. They do mainly just custom work. So, and I seen some of the cars that they had in their lot. They look pretty good. They're pretty nice. So, all about vehicles. How you doing, sir? Brendan says if your car is a Tesla, if your only car is a Tesla, you can't take a road trip.
This is very true.
Very true.
It would be obnoxious. You would take double the time to get there.
Yeah, and Gear was even talking about that on one of his lives. He said that it, for him it wouldn't make sense. As much as he goes to Florida, he would literally have to stop in like Alabama or Georgia and like walk around for a couple hours just to finish his trip.
Maybe it takes 20 minutes to charge.
Depending on which one you get, and depending on if they have rapid stations or not. Because don't they have different? I think everybody's switching over to rapid stations, but yeah, I mean it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Even 20 minutes is ridiculous. When we go on a mission to another state, it's you hold it so you can't hold it anymore. You stop for 5 minutes and you get back on the road.
Yeah, and I think the biggest problem that say Brendan said 20 minutes wouldn't even get a quarter charge. I thought it was like an hour and a half for a full charge to be able to get the 360 miles that you can get on a full tank of electricity, I guess. But that wouldn't work well for me. If that wouldn't even get me to the Poconos. The Poconos during rush hour, I'm screwed. I'd have to stop to literally go to the state that I can see from my house. That wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
But were you getting anything else done to your car?
Yeah. It's getting details. Get them birds. Get them. All right.
Bailey, good boy.
And I'm getting the, what's it called? Side skirt?
Yeah.
Side skirt buffed out because whoever owned it before I had it was not careful on how they got in and out of it and scratched the crap out of it.
Yeah, it's like the ground effects that go on the rocker panel. The rocker panel, the paint's even rubbed off of it. But the other problem is right where the ground effects are, right below the rocker panel, it seriously looks like they were dragging stuff in and out of it. So that's all going to get buffed out and get cleaned up. And the whole thing's going to get a full detail. The wing's going to get installed. So that's
excited.
That's what Courtney has going on.
It better happen.
Well, we're paying a custom body. Can you do something with him, please? We're doing it through a custom body shop. So this body shop does a lot of work with like restorations and stuff like that, like parts, like cars that you can't find parts for anymore. So this one should be this should be a definite this time. So we'll see what happens. Bailey, go get mommy. With the smallest Tesla battery, it takes 75 minutes for 100% charge, a supercharger. Way longer without a supercharger. That's what I thought. I thought it was about 3 hours with a standard charger. So, I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, and you only get 300 to 400 miles out of it. I mean, if If I go to Florida from my house, it's 1,200 miles. So if I go 1,200 miles and I get, let's say, 400 miles out of it, I'm 12 hours waiting for my car to charge just to get to Florida. I mean, it's a 12-hour trip, so it's going to take me 24 hours to get to Florida. Makes no sense. Now, for me driving to and from work, that makes a lot of sense because my truck only gets like 9 mpg. Because I live 2.5 miles from work, it's all back roads, and there's like 6 traffic lights. That would make sense. But not for the other stuff.
Is Marcus still on there?
Marcus, are you still here? Rebel Rouser says, I'm back. Did I miss announcements? You kinda did. Courtney's getting her wing on. She's getting her whole car detailed, and the ground effects on the driver's side underneath the rocker panel is going to get buffed out and get a little bit of work done to cover up a little bit of the I don't even
damage.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's damage. It's like excessive wear.
It's damage.
Yeah, I would consider it damage because of the miles, but if the car was older, I would consider it just wore very bad, very poorly. Yeah, you missed it. Rebel Rouser announcements were all about you, man. Yeah, they were. All about you. That wonderful smile you got, that Honda Odyssey, how much fun you were having in the snow.
Team Justin. I mean, Team all this Justin.
The rockers are scratched. Yeah, it's, you know where, well, it's like the sill plate where you have like the logo right, you have the seat, and then where you get out, right there. That's scratched, and I don't know how they did it. It's like they slid their foot out every time they got out of the car, just wore the paint off. And then on the plastic areas, it's, you know, you rub on plastic enough, it wears. Let's see. Rebel says, congratulations on the wing. Brandon says, VCG needs to do a tour of your shop. Better tools than Depot.
Yes.
I agree. I don't know how much he's up for that, though. He kind of has a very tight schedule with 75 videos a day. So, but I have talked to him on one of his live streams, and he said that he would like to come down and see it, but I want to get the shop up and running 100% because right now we don't have dust collection, you know, so I want to make sure it's running smoothly before like a full tour. Like right now I'm giving you a tour of the machines, and then I'll be able to do a full shop tour of, you know, actual projects and stuff like that. So Rebel says, I see what you mean. Does your shop have a sound system? It actually doesn't, and I really don't need it because good old Mr. Jack sent me a set of the 3M working gear headsets that are Bluetooth and radio, and also hardwired to, you can hardwire them to your phone to listen to whatever. And they're noise canceling and they're OSHA certified. So I have everything I need right in my ears. So Rebel says, awesome. So I have some things coming up for my truck also. I should have a video out this week of one of them. I did something small, but it's something that you guys already know about. So I'm just going to put up the video of it. And then after we went and dropped Courtney's car off, we went to the place where I got my tires for my 07, my silver truck. And I'm going to be getting new tires very shortly, and probably within the month, probably about a month. And I'm also going to be getting a leveling kit put on, so I'm going to be getting like a 3-2 lift. So I think the tires I'm going to be putting on it, I believe they're like almost 35s. So that's going to be nice. Yeah, Rebel, they're the KO2s that I had on my first one. So yeah, got to make sure that they're OSHA approved. And one of the main reasons is I already have a hard enough time hearing. So I decided that, you know, I was going to be looking into one, and that's when I started wearing those blue and yellow earplugs. You probably noticed them. You probably noticed these in a couple of my videos, because I wear them around my neck like this, because, you know, using some of the saws and everything, everything's just muffled for a couple hours afterwards. Even if they're quiet, the pitch just affects me. So Jack noticed that I was talking about hearing protection, so he sent me out some. So thank you very much, Jack. Let's see. Nope, not getting mud tires. And Brandon says KO2s are the best. They are. I love them on my 07. If I had another truck to swap them to, I would have taken them. I would have taken the rims off of that truck too, because I really love them rims. So.
Can I put KO2s on my car?
No, you cannot.
Are you sure?
No,
I want to be cool.
I think if you want to upgrade yours, I think you might go to Pirelli's. But yeah. But you'll be.
Me, okay?
Rebel, no, I am not getting a second truck. I would love to get a second truck. I was looking at getting like an old beater. You know, not as a channel car or anything like that. Just something that I could literally just beat the hell out of moving lumber and, you know, the dump and all that stuff. But, you know, it's...
Truck for, babe.
Yeah, but like Courtney said, that's what I got a truck for. I would really like to do a 6-foot bed swap on this, though. That would be nice. Because only having that 5.5 foot bed kind of sucks.
Here we go.
Oh, see? Rebel says I could use your car instead.
For what?
For anything.
You may not. It says not granted.
Yeah, Brandon, I think that would be really cool, but unfortunately I don't know if they do them. I'd have to extend the U channels out and all that stuff. It would probably get to be pretty pricey. Brandon says that I could use your car to haul plywood. It's a fantastic vehicle.
Well, if it wasn't plywood, sure.
Maybe I could put a full rack on top.
How do you think that will deal with my leather seats?
Perfectly fine if it's on the roof.
No. Okay, no. I don't have No. That's what we got the Corolla for.
Yeah, exactly. If I want to beat anything up, it'll be the Corolla. Rebel says, do I have the sway bar? Yes, I do. It's in the basement. But unfortunately, it's been like 12 degrees here or 60 and rainy. So I'm not going to get under my truck like that. So, and I've been a little bit tied up with the shop trying to get that up and running. Because I had a project. I had to rush and do a project last night for one of Courtney's friends. So.
Our friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was your friend first. Yeah. So, here, you want to hold that? It was already empty. I don't know what you're acting for.
No, it was not.
But here you go. I had to make another one. People are really loving these cutting boards. So, yep. Made another one. And you can see it's not mine because mine's right there. So, and Jack still has his at his house. And I made a smaller bread one for... I can see him. He has a blue Civic. Wing King. Wing King 76. He also got one. So, yeah, people are loving these things. My van's leather and I haul wood, just saying. See?
It's not gonna happen. Not even a little bit.
Okay.
Groceries don't even go in there.
Yeah, true. She puts them in my truck. Rebel says, absolutely beautiful. Nice workage. Thank you very much. I've been working on what I want to do with the perimeter. Every one of these that I've made differently. But I kind of like that profile, how the corner comes right up. I kind of like that. I really do. Like with mine, when I did it, I used a smaller roundover, and it has, probably has mushrooms on it. Can't reach it. I went with a little bit more of an elegant look. I used a smaller roundover, and I put a step in it. And I kind of like that too, but I really like the sharp corner that I get off of this other one. So, yeah, this has to get oiled up. So, that's my favorite part, is oiling up cutting boards. Brendan says that's a nice cutting board, man. Thank you very much. Is it signed? Nah, it's not signed. It's just for a friend. Can I get one as a Christmas gift? Does that mean free, Rebel? Just wondered.
You gotta give out your trust for that, buddy.
Yes, exactly. Brandon says maybe you can use the WX for hauling scrap to the dump bin.
Why are you guys being so mean?
It's four-wheel drive. It
I
can
don't
really
understand what the hate is coming through with this car.
Yo, Matt, how you doing?
Gotta respect the hotness.
How you doing, Matt? Nice to see you made it. Rebel Rouser says tough decision, I guess, not touch decision. Rebel says, are they stained or natural color? The cutting boards?
That's natural.
These are all natural. You have Purple Heart. You then have hard maple, cherry, and walnut. So they're all cut down the strips and then glued up and laminated.
Did you just say laminated?
Yes, that's actually what gluing two things together are.
Yeah. Then why did you say you glue them up and then laminate them?
Said I cut them up and then laminate
Nope.
them. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that is great, isn't it, Matt? And by the way, how are you? He says he loves the oiling up part. Do you want me to oil it up for you guys?
I mean, who doesn't?
I can. Rebel Rouser says, hi, Matt.
Keep focusing.
Because I don't touch. Every time I touch, it focuses. Matt says, Rebel, yo, what's up? Brandon says we can go rock crawling.
No.
We can probably take that off some sweet jumps.
I would consider mudding slightly.
Well, I mean,
but probably not.
It is a rally car.
I know it is, but you don't want to ruin it. It's like never taking the toy out of the package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
People do that.
Let's see. Matt says, read that comment. Come on now. Which one? I thought I read all of them. I made it. Hot damn. Yo, yo, yo. Touch decision. Are they stained or natural? I love oiling up. Oh, that's up to you. Hi, Matt. Rebel sup, yo. Rock rolling in the WRX. Read that damn comment. Rebel Rouser says, nah, I'll buy one. My sister would love that. That's fine. I'll give you a good price on it, Rebel. Slightly above material. plus you pay shipping.
And you give me your address.
Yeah, and and he'll probably give me his sister's address to ship it directly there.
It's still an inn, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
I think Rebel has some treats coming for him. That's what I think.
Yeah. Matt says, Court thought it was funny. Matt getting all oiled up over there. Now that he knows you were willing to pay, Rebel, the price just doubled. Honestly, Brandon, these cutting boards with the material that I use, because there's Purple Heart in it, the Purple Heart is not cheap and neither is the walnut. Just the material with no labor, without the oil or anything like that. These cutting boards are about $55, just the material. Because I do them in short runs. So if I did them in a larger run, I could probably do it a little bit cheaper, but not much. Matt says, damn autocorrect. Rebel Rouser says, crap, Brandon, I'm so dumb, LOL. But it's for your sister, so I'll give her a good price. We just got back from St. Patrick's Day Parade. The Philly one? Because if so, you were only like 20 minutes away from me. Matt.
Oh, holler.
Rebel Rouser says, would you lower your cat, Courtney?
What? What?
Matt says he hasn't been making the live streams.
Car.
Oh.
I don't know that I need to lower it any more than what it is.
Yeah, you'll have issues if you do, I think.
I think if I did anything to the ground to the car would be, what is that thing? Splitter? Is that what it's called?
In the front?
Yeah.
Yes.
Splitter.
Yes. Wow, everybody's live right now. Brandon says, be scared at Rebel Rouser, LOL. Matt says, how loud is the shop, Courtney?
It's not horrible. There's one machine that he uses that's kind of annoying. It's kind of like if you were using a carpet shampooer downstairs or a obnoxious shop vac.
I've been using the shop vac a lot, so it could have been an obnoxious shop vac.
It's not horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty quiet.
It's not my favorite.
No. But once I start doing it full time, I'll be doing it while she's at work, so.
Yeah, and then we'll actually get to spend time together.
Rebel says, I actually have an address now. That is awesome. But
What?
don't put it up on here, though.
Yes. Ooh, Taco Bell.
Matt says, you still making knobs? Do you also polish those knobs? I actually do. I have a set of buffing wheels, but yes, I see where you're going, Matt. Rebel Rouser says, Arby's, Wendy's, or Taco Bell? I can't decide. Well, Wendy's gave me the poops the other day, so
All
not
of
there.
Them. All of them. Get the Reuben from Arby's.
No, you just get
Get the chicken
you
nuggets.
just get the roast beef and cheese from Arby's.
Okay, to be honest, if we're all being honest, I've never been to Arby's. Don't judge me. It looks really good on TV, though.
She loves them plastic sandwiches.
Yeah.
Matt says the Baltimore Parade thickness planer gotta be. Actually, it's not really that loud. It really isn't.
I'm not sure which one it is.
Brendan
It's probably
says,
the table saw. I don't know.
later everyone, have a great night. Actually, the planer's not really that bad. I think the loudest thing is my dust collection.
Good night, Brandon. I hope you have a good week.
Yeah, my loudest thing would be the dust collection, definitely. I think that's probably about 5 decibels louder even than the planer.
You guys done eating?
Rebel Rouser says, rear diffuser, different exhaust, Brembos, no Brembos. List goes on.
You better stop talking dirty.
Yeah, we looked in the Brembos and they're like 3K. So, no. Brembos are kind of out of it.
I'm just going to paint my calipers.
All right, Courtney says she's just going to paint her brake calipers red.
Yes.
Have a great night, Brandon. Always is the best. Arby's? says Matt. Matt loves himself some Arby's.
What's
Rebel.
your favorite thing there?
Yeah, what's your favorite thing, Matt? Rebel says, what, Courtney? Roast beef, gyro, and curly fries are amazeballs.
But see, once I cross that line and I find out that they're amazeballs, there's no stopping. Just saying. We might have a...
Laundry's done.
Because I love gyros. They're so good. It's
I-
tzatziki sauce, though, you know?
Yeah, you got to get that right. Matt says, when you getting the shaper? See, now Matt's getting me in trouble. Rebel Rouser says, okay, I settled on cookout. LOL. Hey, it sounds great to me. Matt says, gyro roast beef with tiger sauce. Oh my God. I've never eaten tiger sauce. Actually, I don't really eat fast food anymore because it does not agree with me.
Yeah. Unless it's like Panera. That's not really fast food, but it's fast food.
The closest thing I get to fast food is Wawa.
And even then...
Yeah, and I normally get like soup and a club sandwich. So it's not really like I'm eating...
Mac and cheese.
Not like I'm really getting junk. So... Rebel Rouser says, your washer plays a strong, what the hell? A song? Yeah, so does our dryer. And so does our dishwasher. So does my battery chargers.
Don't forget the refrigerator.
If you leave the refrigerator open, that makes music. If everything gets done at the same time, it's like a symphony. Yeah. So. Yes. Exactly. So, anybody want to see the oiling of a cutting board? Arby's. I so want some now. Dang. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
That's all right. I went breakfast. Actually, that's the only thing I had. I had eggs, and I haven't eaten yet. So, Rebel says, yeah, lube it up. Did you get my lube?
I can't with you.
And it's funny, Matt. I think you'll think this is a little bit funny, but all the maple boards in here, I thickness planed it, and they're all of them are up a little bit higher than all the other boards. It's the maple just it swelled up a little bit. Oh, refurbished MacBook Pro. Them things are amazing. But those things are expensive, but you got a refurbished one. So, you know, it's a business write-off too. So that should work for you. All right, let's see if we can get this in frame. Got it. Let's see if I can tilt this down. All right. So can you guys see that? There we go. Do.
You might want to take that placemat away.
That's just amazing how it changes color so easy. I really do love this part. I think I really like how the walnut and the cherry grain comes out. I mean, look at that walnut. You can see right there where there was a branch coming out of this board. That was amazing. La, 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 la. If I was doing this in my shop, I'd be using my little squeegee. Just don't lick your fingers with this because mineral oil is actually sold as a laxative. But I'll do probably 2 or 3 coats with this. And then the dog will run it into the window. What was that?
You know exactly what that was.
Another screw out of the chair?
Yep.
I'll do a couple coats with this, and then I'll go back with some beeswax on top of it to kind of get somewhat of a hardened, cured surface. A little bit more, a little bit more of a, I don't know, like a harder kind of, I don't know, I guess you could say cured. And now you'll see, as this sits here, like if you watch this maple, you see how, let me see if I can show you. I don't know if you can see right here how the maple, this maple just sucks up. You can see how I'm getting all these dry spots. The maple just really soaks it up. So that's why I put it on real heavy, and I keep moving it around. Every time I see light spots,
That's it.
I just wipe it over. So there you go. Does it look a lot more like my other cutting board now? So there we go. So that's basically all I do. Now I'm just going to sit here and keep rubbing my wood. I figured I'd have to say that for Matt. Yeah, the maple is hard, but what I found out is running the maple through my planer, I actually got tear out on the maple, but nothing else. And I think that's the funniest thing, is I got the tear out, but the tear out doesn't look horrible. The tear out kind of reminds me of some figure. This for me?
Yeah.
Yay.
When you move that mat, though, it's going to drip into the mat, and I'm going to be really mad at you. So, yeah, the maple was hard, but I ended up getting tear out. I ended up getting the tear out in the maple. I didn't get it in the purple heart, didn't get it in the walnut, didn't get it in the cherry. But it's like I said before, if you're going to get a carbide cutter head or a Shelix head, that you got to watch out, because it works better for certain woods than it does other ones. So, and this is a prime example, is the maple just, I get tear out on it. So almost like I was cutting end grain on it, and it isn't, because it's a side grain cutting board. So, Brian, can you make a wood phone case? If I had a CNC router, yes, but I don't. So I would probably say no, because I would break a lot of them, and then I'd break something else. That wouldn't work for me at all. Rebel says he sees it. What kind of oil? It's actually just... Hey! Stop.
Gotta love him.
Great. Now, let's go.
Get in your crate.
You're not going to hide from me, dog. You're not going to tear up the other one and expect it to be okay. Let's go.
None of them are getting along now. Sorry, guys. When a thickness planer maple, a cut is a 32nd shy, then let it sit for 2 days and then hit it with the final thickness. And that's the funny thing, is I got it cut. It was even, no problems, even after it was glued up. But then one of the boards rose more than the other ones. And I even ran it through the planer on an angle, so they should all be, and they were all, for the most part, the right size after I got done, and then they just swelled. But, you know, after they go ahead and use it, it'll cut in with no problem. So now, guys, I'll show you. You see how all this maple is dry? It just sucks up the oil. Everything else already has enough oil in it. So I got to keep going back, because look, I wipe over it with my finger. There's nothing there. It really does absorb that much oil that quick. So that's why I do 3 and 4 coats of oil. I will be looking into getting a bin that I can put oil in and just soak the cutting boards overnight. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about doing. And it's just, it could be an old sink, really. So I just have to make sure it stays clean to be, FDA-ish.
Dogs get on my last nerve.
Rebel says the color really coming out. It does, and the longer it sits, the more it'll come out. Like, you can see right there where the branch came out of that walnut right there in the middle. It's amazing. But right now, all the maple is dry. Everything else is still soaking up oil. So, it is what it is. Kiln dried walnut. I believe it is kiln dried. But normally I don't have any issues with walnut. The one that I have the most issue with is maple. I really don't like working with maple, but it's just such a beautiful wood. So all the figure and all the grain and everything in it is wonderful. Yes, they both are, but you have to watch out because they sell hard maple and soft maple. So, you got to know what you're buying. And the easiest way to be able to tell, just take your fingernail and try and stick it in there. If it goes in, it's soft maple. If it doesn't, it's hard maple. But most of the maple that you'll be able to find is normally hard maple. So, at least from what I've been able to find. End grain is going to be coming very shortly. I will be doing end grain very shortly, Matt. Now that I have the shop up and running. Last night, Courtney's friend said, "Oh, by the way, how about my cutting board?" I went down there. I ripped it. I jointed the board. I ripped all the boards. I glued them up. And probably, an hour? Mm-hmm. Within an hour, it was glued up and sitting there. And then I planed it. It took me probably about 10 minutes to plane it down because some of the boards were a little bit thicker. And, because some of them were different thicknesses and everything. So by the time I got done, I probably have about an hour and a half into the cutting board. And that's even with cutting the radius and everything. So hardwood loves oil. Actually, softer woods absorb a lot more oil, and a lot of it has to do with the grain and also the spacing between the grain. The more space between the grain, like with pine, like with a 2x4, you can see the grain and there's big open areas. That's going to absorb more oil than a hardwood because it has a tighter meshed grain, or it has grain that isn't, all in one direction. And it also depends on if it's quarter sawn, if it's, I forgot the other ones now. But there's multiple ways that they can cut the wood to have different grain exposed depending on, like end grain. End grain will soak up a ton of oil because that's how trees actually get their hydration. It's from the roots going straight up through all the grain. So when you have the end grain is actually what soaks everything up. So hopefully that helped. Let's see. Matt says too much cut. Sometime my hardwood tears out. It does. And I mean, it's the nature of the beast. You just sand it in. And if the tear out's not that horrible, after probably about a month of using the cutting board, there is no tear out because you wear it out literally. Rebel says you might want to see a doctor about that. Matt says she's never happy about that. Mr. Baker, how you doing, sir? That dog is killing me.
It's killing me too.
Just killing me.
I'm gonna put him outside. See how he likes that.
Yeah, why don't you put him in the backyard?
Okay.
Let him run around the backyard.
Well, let's hope the bum don't take him. Just saying.
True.
Like, I found a dog.
Yeah, he's my friend. How you doing, Mr. Baker? Everybody's saying hello to Joseph, and Joseph saying hi to everybody. No, Rebel. The puppies don't play together? No, they don't. If there's anything that resembles food, it could be like a little brown piece of wood that came off of me. They'll all fight over it and then realize it's not food. They're ridiculous when it comes to that. So you have to keep adding oil until the maple stops soaking it up. Yes, exactly. Matt says, wow, I see the tear out. Yeah, it is. There is a little bit of tear out in there, but like I said, and it's just the maple, the walnut, and the purple heart, cherry, beautiful. You know, it's just the maple. And that's the only pieces I've had a problem with. When I jointed them, I didn't have an issue. But I guess it's the other side of the grain that didn't really like it. But if I would have a long knife, like a 3 or 4 knife planer, it would probably react fine, but then I would get the tear out on the purple heart and the walnut. So, I mean, it is what it is. Matt says, I know Rebel Rouser. My doctor says, just go a bit slower. Rebel says, ever worked with birch? Birch is actually really nice to work with, a little soft for the things I do. But as far as accent pieces, it turns great. Turning birch is wonderful. Renaissance is here. He says, hello, Edges. Supplies! To see me.
Shut up.
Hello, Rennie. Matt says, oh my God, what is Courtney doing? I don't know when that comment was left, so I don't know.
I was manhandling a dog a moment ago.
Yes. Renaissance says, hello, Justin. Matt says, that looks like from her so wrong. All right. Starting to sound like Dan. Oh, hey, Dan. Hey, guys, I'm back. Just got done test driving it. Contemplating putting it on the list of potentials. I'm surprised that had enough room for you. I really am.
Nicely done.
Nicely done, honey.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Matt. Haven't seen you in a while. So, guys, you can now see that maple is seriously... Let me try and get the reflection just right. Well, you can see the maple is dry. Everything else has a nice sheen to it. None on the maple. So, and the maple has always just sucked up so much oil for me. Dan says, so far 3 vehicles in the running, the Jeep Cherokee, the Terrain, and the Cx-5. The next vehicle will be a Subaru Forester and the Honda CR-V. Well, the Honda is small. I feel big in that one. Runman, sup yo, says Matt. Didn't know cutting boards were so complicated. They're really not.
It's just wood in general.
Yeah, it all depends on what you make it out of or how you make them. Like this one took me about an hour compared to my other ones were taking 6 hours. So having the planer is a huge bonus. Rebel says, just get the Forester, Dan. It's 4-wheel drive, runs great. And they come in awesome colors.
Let's go.
Rebel says, the glue is food grade. Yes, it is. I actually go a little bit overboard with my glue. I use a lot of extra glue because I want to make sure it holds. I'm not too worried about the squeeze out. And
Kids, don't go far, okay? No. What the fuck is wrong with these dogs?
And I also use Type Bond 3 when I could use Type Bond 2, but I use Type Bond 3. It seems to work a little bit better for me for the cutting boards. Isn't all glue food grade? All the ones I eat taste good. Yeah, especially that Elmer's, right? Oh, yeah.
I like the rubber cement personally.
You eat rubber cement?
Obviously not.
You just sniff it.
Oh, is that how you're supposed to use it?
Crackhead. Dan says, well, Rebel Rouser, if I like the vehicle, I might consider it. Somebody else has lied. Jesus. Somebody else might, the vehicle, I might consider it. I won't know until I test one out. They are nice. I do like them. I like the interior of the Forester too. Matt says, she was oiling the board and the camera angle just looked so wrong. Damn autocorrect. Gear Runner, how you doing, Gear? He didn't get a notification. I'm sorry, we're here. Rebel Rouser says, it looks cool with the maple not being shiny. They'll all be kind of like dingy afterwards.
I think they call that matte.
Yes, matte. Rather than the satin or high gloss that the other ones have now. But yeah, this is going to take probably about 3 or 4 coats. That maple is just, it's just taking everything. Matt says, Andy, love the Stang. It is beautiful. He needs to stop parking next to them people that are all parked all the way away from everything that don't want to get their door dinged now. Hello, Gear. Don't forget to hit the like button. Yeah, there you go. Thank you very much for that, Rennie. Rubber Rouser says, hey, Gear, you missed Edge oiling his hardwood. Yes, I was.
I oiled it for a bit, too.
Yes. Matt says, time for a lead jig. Nah. I don't think I really need one. I mean, with everything that I have, I think I can do pretty good. Don't eat crazy glue. Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I were you either. So, let's see. Rebel says, will the wood be shiny after it soaks it up? No, not really. It'll actually be a little bit shinier than what this one is, but this one needs to be re-oiled. But you know, when you use a cutting board every day, you probably have to re-oil it every couple of weeks, depending on how much you scrub it.
It's like when you put a French fry on a paper napkin. That's what it'll look like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Gear Runner says, hey, Rennie. Rebel Rouser says, awesome gear. Dan says, okay, it's official. The Edges have lost their mind. You don't eat glue. LOL.
You sure?
I
know a lot of people that do.
Yeah, no lot. Yeah. Yep. A lot of people that sniff it too. Gear Runner says, hey, Justin. Hate I missed that. By the way, Gear, we can give you the update now. And Renaissance, since he just got here, my truck is going to be getting a little bit of an overhaul, and so is Courtney's WRX. Her Subaru is getting the wing put on, and then it's going to have a spa day. It's going to get a full detail. My truck, oh, I forgot. My windows are getting tinted next weekend. So there you go. I'm going to have tinted windows next weekend. And I'm also going to be getting my truck lifted with a leveling kit. And I'm getting new tires. Is that it?
I'm just getting a wing installed.
Yeah, Courtney's just getting a wing installed. And she's going to get her Precious all clean. Does anyone here use a network attached storage device? You know what? I was looking into one, Matt, and they do make some really nice ones, but they're not cheap. I was looking at going with a 4-bay 20 terabyte one. They're about 600, but they're costly. I was definitely thinking about it though. Gear Runner says, "Yep, my Roush found a friend today." Renaissance says you BCM. It was a Shelby, says Gear Runner. Bless you, ×3. Dan said, I keep leaning on the cutting board. Let me just sit this off to the side so I stop leaning on it. I'll put it on top of the other one. And let me tilt you guys down a little bit better. There we go. Then, well, guys, found another vehicle and possibly going to try a Nissan Rogue. I'll let you know what I think. Our neighbor had a Nissan Rogue and she kind of liked hers. So that one might be a possibility. They also don't look that bad either. Gear says he's loving the weather. Wore shorts today, over 70 here. Not here. Hey, Gear, just for you. All rainy. You sent me all the rain. Not impressed. Sending you snow now. Rebel says, me too. Gear Runner says, yep, Justin, it was a Shelby. And he said it was awesome with a thumbs up. At the Realty Guy on the other account. Wow, look at you. Multitasking like a champ. Renaissance says, Gear, I can make that Ford a convertible. I have a side hustle. Yeah, it actually don't take that much. I mean, a pair of bolt cutters, you know, yeah, that would do it. But I wouldn't. That's a beautiful car. Synology is what I am looking at with 16 gig RAM 4-bay. Now, how much per bay? Is it only allow 1 or 2 terabyte, or can it go up to 5 terabyte per bay? Just wondered. Thanks, but I'm good, Rennie, says Gear. Keep me in mind. Good prices. I have great prices. And for once, you might actually get what you pay for with Rennie on this one. Gear Runner says, I think we are supposed to get a break from the rain until Friday. Yeah, not us.
It was supposed to be snow, rain mix.
Yeah, I think we're going to be converting back to snow again or something. It sucks. It's this time of year. I'm waiting for the nor'easter to hit us. We haven't had a huge storm yet this year, so I'm seriously waiting for a foot plus to come our way.
And then we'll be done.
Yeah, then we'll be done. That'll probably happen right about the time that Courtney's brother flies in. Rebel Rouser says, good night, guys. Y'all have a great week. Good night, Rebel. Have a nice week and weekend if I don't see you next weekend. Renaissance Man says, later, Rebel. Have a good week, Justin. So, guys, a little bit of shop news. I went out and I bought a bunch of 2x4s because I'm going to start building the walls so I can start building my cabinets. But the one wall, that angled wall that was behind my table saw, I had to take that out and put in a full wall, and I'm putting an exterior door in there. I know a lot of people are going to say, why an exterior door? The main reason is because it has a seal all the way around the perimeter to stop dust from getting in the other side. And, you know, it's going to be a little bit nicer. It's going to be everything I need it to do, quite frankly. Let's see. Dan says, I'm back, guys. Just look at the Nissan Rogue. Nope. The minute I got an emergency brake, it smacked me right in the shin. So I'm good. I'll pass. LOL.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. Just put your emergency brake on, get in the car, and then release it when you get out. There you go. You're helping to build the wall. Awesome. You see, Gear? Now, this is what I told Courtney. I said, I'm going to take a video and it's going to be time-lapsed. And then I'm going to put it on Instagram and Twitter and put hashtag Donald Trump. She said I probably shouldn't screw with the president. But I thought it would be funny. I really did. You all right over there?
Okay.
Synology is just a drive holder. I got to stuff the bays with drives. Looking at Western Digital Red drives, 8 terabyte per drive using a RAD 2, I think. You know what? That would definitely work. Now, is that 8 terabyte total? So that would be 4 2 terabyte drives. And it should run perfectly fine on that MacBook Pro. It shouldn't have any issue. I mean, you're just using it for storage. So if you use your main computing on the SSD drive, you shouldn't have a problem with that. And he's also going to use that as the interface Plex. That you shouldn't have any issue with that. I'm actually looking at getting a secondary SSD card for mine. Well, SSD drive, another 512 to run all my video editing software on it. And I'm looking at getting another 512 SSD or maybe a slightly larger one to run all of my video editing software and stuff like that, because the operating system and everything is on the other one. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then I would be able to run the software to run the external storage off of that one also. So, oh, well, that sounds good. You should be fine with that, Matt. 2 8 terabyte for usable in RAD of 8 terabyte. Yeah, that should definitely work for you. So we decided what's for dinner.
I ate Oreos.
Courtney ate Oreos for dinner. She says, I have a bad diet.
You do.
No, I have the lack of a diet.
Okay, Mr. Cheese Fries.
Yeah. Oh, cheese fries are great. They're good. Carbs, starch, cheese, bacon. I mean, you have every food group there. Mm-hmm. Pizza here. I'm not cooking tonight. And Gear says he's still trying to decide what's for dinner himself. Sounds good. So, guys, I have a video coming out, a very short video. It'll probably be like a 3-minute video. I'm hoping maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. About a mod, or as Rob would say, a epic mod, groundbreaking, must-do mod for my Tundra. What do you think?
It's life-changing.
Yeah. Courtney loved it.
Loved it. Wasn't even done yet. I'm like, yeah.
Yes. Dan says, so Brian, quick question. You might have already answered it, but before I'm going to ask again, what phone do you use for your YouTube videos? My YouTube videos, I use a GoPro, but that's going to change very shortly also. I roll. But the one I'm using right now is my S8 Plus, my Galaxy. Works great. But my actual YouTube videos, I've been using a GoPro Hero Session. It's the little cube one. And it works pretty good. But I am starting to have issues with it. It doesn't like to connect and stuff like that. So, yeah, exactly. I have to hold all the buttons down to reset it so it will connect again. But yeah, I use a Galaxy S8 Plus. Matt says, man, you're stacking up packet-wise pretty bad. Don't know. Chrome truck nuts. It's Chrome. Not truck nuts, though. But if you send them, I'll put them on there.
No. You do, I get the driveway. Not truck nuts in my driveway.
Dan says, Courtney and Brian both eat like teenagers. LOL. Actually, no, we eat pretty good. No fuzzy dice either, Rennie. Maybe a carpeted dash.
Yeah, I had a bagel and cream cheese for lunch.
There you go.
And life cereal for breakfast.
There you go. Marcus is back. What did you want Marcus for?
Are you going to the Subaru meet in July? Like, seriously, are you going to go? So maybe we could say hi to each other. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think we got to go.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I'll be there. If anybody else wants to go.
Anyone? Maybe not. Matt says, on your live stream. Okay, I'm confused. Renaissance says, damn, not truck nuts. Nope. Solar powered Hulu girl.
I love myself a hula girl.
Yeah.
I had one in my old car.
But I am not sticking anything to that dash. Okay, Brian, that's good to know because I'm thinking and I'm praying this is the last time that I'm going to be switching phones to the S10 Plus and see how I do with LG phones. Not worth the money. I love my Samsung.
So, do you remember my hula girl's name?
Jacquetta?
Mm-hmm. With a yellow skirt to match my car.
Marcus says I might be going, but so far I am.
Cool.
Yeah, so we might have to meet up then. Darn, 0 for 3 on guesses. Yes. Matt says chopped up on the live stream. Stacking up just means the packets aren't flowing freely. They're throttling you down. Yeah, and that kind of happens every time I hit an hour. It starts to crash on me for some reason, it seems like. But, you know, I'm going to be getting off very shortly because I have to put another coat of oil on the top of it, get the end grain, and then I got to flip it over, put it up on blocks, and oil the other side. Even though I know you guys will say that if you oil the top, it'll seep through and get to the bottom, but I don't do that. That needs a ton of oil to do that. I'd rather lubricate both sides. The man throttles me down. Yeah, it does. So, Ronnie, when are you going to come to my shop?
Seriously.
Yeah, seriously.
Not putting you on the spot or anything. Of course not. No.
Just wondering. Just saying. Yeah, because I want to see what you can do with some real tools in your hands. Not that DeWalt. I know they're the same color almost, but I want to see what you can do. I want to see if maybe you can do a mitered finger joint or, you know, something like that. Maybe a little box joint. I don't know. We'll start you with a rabbit first. How's that sound?
Just a purple rabbit?
No, it's not Richard's rabbit.
You're horrible.
You sound like clients asking me when I'm going to show up at their houses. Yeah, but do your clients feed you? That's the only thing I'm asking.
That's a very good question.
Do you get fed by your clients?
Could be a loaded question. Oh.
We need one of those days. We need to make a trip to Hearn. We really do. So, Matt, when do you want to go to Hearns?
Seriously.
Because I got money to burn.
Do you?
I mean, I got money to Hearn. But yeah, I do need to get some stock, and I want to see what they have compared to Willard Brothers, and you know, I do need to get some stuff because I have 2 more cutting board kind of like bundles that I've made in the basement, and after that I'm all out of my hardwoods. So Renaissance says he can do a rabbit. Yeah, you can do that on your slider, right? Which, by the way, guys, I got to tell you, today I had my first kickback on a sliding miter saw. Pretty fun.
Really?
Yes. It was fun.
Did you bleed?
No. If you have a bad kickback on a miter saw, you lose like... Hello, how are you? You like lose appendages or like full limbs.
Sasha.
Boise says, it seems like these smartphones aren't very endurance runners when it comes to live streams. Now, it's not that. Mine works fine. It's more YouTube. Marcus says, Rob and Krista are at the beach. I saw on Facebook. She posted it 2 minutes ago. Oh, there you go. That's probably why he's not here. Renaissance says, I try not to accept food, rather get paid. Well, if I'm letting you use high-end equipment and feeding you, isn't that like a win-win? Just saying. Dan retracted. Not only does he want you to show up, but to cook him dinner. No, I think it went the other way. I was actually going to cook him dinner. I do want to see the shop. Oh, it's down there. Just let me know next time you're in the area. Maybe if you're working up yonder. Dan says, come on, Renaissance man. Go to Brian's shop. He has good wood. LOL. Oh, please, Courtney. You're so putting Renaissance man on the spot. LOL. Keep it up. I'm surprised you had a kickback on that table saw. No, my miter saw, not the table saw. And honestly, it was my fault. I just didn't, I moved the whole miter station and I didn't realize that I bumped the slide lock. And when I went to take my first cut, I just went in like balls out on it and it binded up a little bit and it kicked back. And I'm like, oh, wow, that was fun. So there's actually a guy on YouTube and Instagram that shows why when he uses his sliding miter saw, he cuts down about a third of the way and then he chops through, because that actually stops the chance of being able to have a kickback on a sliding miter saw. And I understand why he does that now, because it's not fun when you ever encounter one. You kind of see different lives in front of you. Renaissance man says, not you, talking about my clients. Oh, okay. Matt says, and no Chick-fil-A. Nope.
But Chick-fil-A is so good.
Chick-fil-A is good. I just don't really eat fast food that much.
Mm-mm.
Do you look at Matt Basement Workshop YouTube channel? I think he comes up in my recommended a lot. Gear Runner says he loves Chick-fil-A, but he has to go to the college to get it. Ooh, he's having pizza now. What kind of pizza? Anything good? What toppings? Mushrooms? Mushrooms? Do you want mushrooms?
Mushrooms and olives, bro.
Mushrooms and black olives for Gear.
Yep, all the way.
Yes. So, guys, I need to go make my dinner and figure out what it is.
Or he's gonna force me to make it again. Get a cheese sandwich.
It's cheese.
Cheese pizza
Just cheese.
from Godfather.
Yeah. Okay.
You forget he's the one that doesn't care if he eats Domino's or not.
Yeah, just saying. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I got to go make dinner, finish oiling the cutting board, and finish making a wall. So, Trump, if you're out there, let me know, because I need assistance. So, guys, thank everybody for stopping in. All I hear is Giz over there.
Yeah.
Thank you for stopping in. I'll be on again next Sunday. I'm hoping to get back to a normal schedule sometime, but don't see it.
Just kicked me.
So, guys, have a nice week. Hope everyone gets through the week. No problems. And I'll see you next time. So I'll read these last couple. No crust, just cheese. Gear says, have a great evening. Time to go gas up the Roush. Well, you'll need gas again when you come back, won't you? Matt says, mushroom bacon sausage and fresh mozzarella. I like that. See you later, he says. See you, says Marcus. And hey, guys, I'm back. Had to get something to drink. I'm currently out just driving around, goofing about. Sounds good. And Renaissance says later, everyone. All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.